Hi, I'm Barry Sahajian. This video is Learn to Bass Groove with Articulation. Right now, I'm going to show you how to make this line and a few others groove hard and steady with that great feel. First off, I'd like to show you 10 steps to get you to the groove. Now, I understand there's a lot of little parts you must know, and you can't just pick it up and just play it. Some people can. It takes years to get to that point, but if you're not at that point, we're going to take each step, break it down step by step, and if you do this, you will get to where you want to go the quickest way, because you'll have covered all the elements that you need to know to get to the groove. So first off, the first element is to analyze the rhythm. So you can see that this is an eighth note rhythm. There's a quarter note on the first beat, then 2 eighth notes, an eighth rest, and 3 eighth notes. So okay, we get that out of the way. Number 2 is we have to count. We have to understand that rhythm. It's got to be in our mind. So I have the numbers over there, and let's try counting. I'll give you some tips on how to do that. So you have 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Now we are talking about number 3. We're going to count and clap. I'm just going to count the quarter note. I'm not going to subdivide the whole measure into eighth notes. Just going to clap where the notes are. So this would go 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. What you'd like to do is count and clap until you get to the point where you can actually hear it, and then you can clap without counting. Then you know you can go on to your next step. So I'm going to clap it because I already know it, and I've clapped it. It's in my mind. So we're going to go. Okay, we can hear that. You can hear that. Now I'm not counting it. I'm just hearing the rhythm of the line. The next thing we have to do is look at the line and where the notes are on my instrument, right? We have to know where they are. And so we can look at, because we have tablature, we can just look at the numbers and the frets. And this one happens to be very simple. There's only actually 2 frets that the notes occur on all 4 strings, of course. So it's in different places, but always a 5th fret or a 7th fret. What you would do here is just play the notes. Don't try to put 3 things together yet. We'll do that. So you're just going to grab the notes. Okay, now I know where the notes are, and I know I'm going to use my index finger and my baby finger to play it, but you could use index and third if you haven't developed your baby finger as of yet. It doesn't make a difference. Personally, I think using your baby finger is much more comfortable and takes less energy. So, okay, we know that. So far we know the rhythm. We've counted the rhythm. We can hear the rhythm. And we looked at the lines and figured out where they are on our instrument, on the frets, and which fingers to use. So we covered 4 things now. So, and then actually we covered number 5, which was to play the notes in the sequence there. They occur, but not necessarily in time. So we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, number 6, we're going to play the line while we count. So we're going to put 2 elements together. And this is going to bring us a little bit further along towards our destination, the groove. So we have, I'm going to count 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 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 1. Okay, now the next step, we're just going to play the line without the counting. We're going to try to hear it. We're going to hear the rhythm. We're going to know where to finger the notes, and and it's gonna go, we're gonna get one step closer to the groove. Next, we add the metronome to tighten things up. I'm going to start at 120. I know it may be a little fast to some of you, but just simply, when you practice yourself, lower it to 100, maybe 90, 80. I wouldn't recommend going below 80 because it gets difficult to hear the essence of the line. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Okay, so we now have played it with the metronome. We try to tighten it up with each of the clicks as close as we can. And we're going to move on to the next one, which would be number 9. This is a technique I learned that I have used forever, and it works so well in getting your time together. What it is I have, what I just did was 120 beats per minute. You cut it in half to 60 beats per minute. But you're not going to play the line any slower, just the clicks are going to be referenced in different places. In this case, the 2 clicks that we're going to hear within a measure will be on beat 2 and beat 4. So it's sort of like a drummer plays. You know, and then it leaves open the first beat and the third beat for a little wiggle room to put in, make it sound human, as opposed to a metronome which is stiff on each beat. Now you have a little wee leeway on 1 and 3, you know, and that makes all the difference, believe me. So let's get started with that. And what I have to show you right away is that you got to find where 1 is. It may not be obvious right away when you do this, you know. And I'll show you a trick on how to do that. Okay, here is 60 beats per minute. So it's going to be the same. The line is going to be played at the same tempo. It's just that that click now is going to be on beat 2 and beat 4. So it gets a little bit of a challenge to find 1 when you do this technique. So what I do is I just repeat over 1 each time. Never mind 1, 2, 3, 4, just 1, and I put it in between the 2 clicks. So that would make 4 even beats with 2 clicks from the metronome. So what I'm saying is, I'll show you. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. So another thing to think about when you do that is think of the click as a snare, and you can accent it because you're a reference to that beat 2 and beat 4. So kind of when you're on beat 1, you just kind of feel where 1 is. When you get on beat 2 and 4, you try to nail it with the metronome. Now we have articulation. This is the frosting on the cake, basically. You can go anywhere with articulation, all kinds of options. But I'm going to start out very simple and very effective method, just short and long notes. Let me show you just what they can do, how much they can change the line and make it feel alive. So we're going to take this line, and I want you to notice right now that I already have the articulation put in here with the short and long notes. This program, Guitar Pro, doesn't have the symbol for long notes, which is usually a dash. So we're going to assume that if it doesn't have a dot, it's a long note, and you play it legato. Italian for long. Okay, so we have a short note, which is staccato, and we have a long note, legato, and a short note, and we have a rest. We have to take the rest very seriously. We want that rest to be exactly a quarter note in length, because a lot of people don't realize this, but a rest can make a line funky if it's cut right off at the right time. It really makes a difference. And a lot of times, you know, a lot of bass players, they mute it, you know, right at that moment when the rest happens and accentuates it. Not on this lesson, I'll get to that later, but just wanted to make a point. So now we have another short note here, staccato note, and this is a long note, legato and legato. So we have short, long, short, short, long, long, short, long, short, short, long, long. The final step on this video tutorial is to perform the line. So I created a play along with drums and piano. There are 2 more clips here. I performed the line at 120 beats per minute. I also created another articulation that you can try with the line using slap. Same line, only slap. Different articulation. You can download the play-alongs at 2 tempos, as well as the notes and tab sheets at my Patreon page, which I'll provide a link for below on the video description. If you like my videos, please subscribe. Hit the bell to be noticed of the new videos, like and comment. I thank you for stopping by, and I hope to see you again sometime.